Everyone, good day. I'm Carol Jane Yamoway from English-2B, and now I will be discussing the Lesson 6 of Module 2, which is all about media. So what is media? So the term media, which is the plural of medium, refers to the communication channels through which we disseminate news, music, movies, promotional messages, and other data. So it plays an important role for the whole society, for it gives us immense knowledge and transmits information that keeps us informed about various happening around the world. So we all know how media influences our way of living, and it even helps us to be able to attain a life which is more easier and advanced because of the technologies and communication channels. So basically, media refers to the communication channel we use or a medium such as television, cell phones, and it could be through newspapers and even with the use of the internet through which we send as well as we receive, share, and disseminate news, messages, information, and even music and movies to other people. So, with the use of media, it allows all the people in the world to become united as one. We also have the modern media. So it comes in many different formats, including the print media, such as the books, the magazines, and newspapers. We also have television, movies, video games, music, cell phones, and various kinds of software, and the internet. So first, we have the multimedia or the media on the internet, TV, and radio. So it refers to the use of a computer in presenting a combined text, graphics, audio, and video with links that let user navigate, interact, and create, thus granting you greater access to a more diverse range of media. So we have different types of media, and one of this is what we call the multimedia. So from the word itself, basically, multimedia includes the use of a one type of media such as a combined text, a graphics, a video, and audio in a one presentation wherein you are able to discover new things while interacting to a more diverse range of media. So one of the example of the multimedia are those multimedia presentations. Our PowerPoints could also considered as the multimedia. So another one is the use of the hyperlinks, by which through the links we are able to combine the audio, the music, and the video in only one presentation or in only one file. Next, we have the streaming media. So the TV and radio and the internet are examples of what we call the streaming media, which means the media downloads while it's playing, so you don't have to wait for it to download first. So the streaming media, basically, it is for the streamers who love to stream videos and music. So example of the application for this type of media are the Netflix, the Hulu, and other are the Disney's, which includes the movies, the streaming of movies. So next, from the streaming media, we have the media players and embedded media. So media is often embedded in a web page, which means it plays within the web browser. Other times, you will use a separate program called a media player to play it. So examples include the Windows Media Player and the iTunes. So this embedded media or media player refers to the use of a web page to which we are able to play a music or a movie in a window media player. So it is usually used for playing music in a browser or in a web page. Then we have the online media on your TV. So you can now access online TV shows, movies, and music on your TV. Many newer TVs are able to connect to an existing internet connection. Apple TV and Roku are the two examples of the digital media receivers. So many game consoles, such as the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation, can also be used to access online content. So today, the most popular media platform is the Netflix and the iFlix. So since that we are now on a modern society, then different online movies and shows are now accessible online, such as through the Netflix and iFlix. So I know that you are familiar with this type of applications. Then we have using the internet in the future. So the internet is always changing, and the ways in which we access it will also continue to change. Next, current trends will become more common and integrated into our everyday lives. In addition, we will see many technologies and devices in the future that will allow us to use the internet in new and exciting ways. So they say that change is the only constant thing in the world, and that's really true. So we are expecting that internet, including the way we access online, will change. So when that happens, we are looking for a more advanced and a more high-tech world wherein we're able to use the internet for um, the more easier and accessible ways. It is for the betterment of our lives also. So as you notice, many different online platforms are being released by year. So we are expecting that by next year or by the next 5 years or 10 years, there will be another platforms that will be released in order for us to use it, that will also help us to access the use of internet in a easier and a more high-tech way. Next, we have the different types of media, which are the newspaper, the magazine, the radio, the television, and the internet. So it greatly affects our lives because media has the power to influence our thoughts. And this influence is sometimes positive and sometimes negative. So media educates the people to know about their basic rights and how to use them. While many of us enjoy staying connected on social media, excessive use can fuel feelings of anxiety, depression, isolation, and FOMO. So, since we have the different types of media nowadays, so commonly the people are usually staying connected on social media. So since that media has the power to influence our thoughts, it enables us also to receive an information, such as those important information that will allow us to know, just like for example, if there will be incoming typhoon. So through the media, we will be informed and we will prepared for those incoming typhoon for us to avoid any harm or danger that would happen. So aside from the positive effects of media, we also know that it has also its negative effects. So from the next slides, we will be able to know the positive effects as well as the negative effects of the social media. So human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of others to thrive in life, and the strength of our connections has a huge impact on our mental health and even in our own happiness. So, being socially connected to others can ease the stress, anxiety, and depression, both self worth, provide comfort and joy. It also prevents loneliness and even add years to your life. So, on the flip side, lacking strong social connection can pose a serious risk to your mental and to your emotional health. Um, so, are you agree that human beings are social creatures? Yes, that's true. So, human beings are considered the social creatures because socialization is one way for us to survive life. So, through socialization, we are able to gain knowledge, information, and even to experience from other people um, new learnings, and being socially connected to others even helps us to meet new friends that would give us advices, provides comfort, and even joy. So in this way, we are securing our mental health, most especially these times of um, pandemic. So it is normal to humans that we are inclined or in the use of the social media, since that social media are created for for the humans for them to use it. Next, in today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as the Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to find and connect with each other. So while each has its benefits, it's important to remember that social media can never be a replacement for real-world human connection. So we all know that among um, almost of us are familiar with this social media platforms such as the Facebook, wherein we use it through sending messages to other people. It is also used for FB Live, for online selling, and most especially in having a conversation to your loved ones through the use of the messenger. Next, we have the Twitter. It is for tweeting. Next, we have this Snapchat. It is also used for um, chatting, but it is usually or commonly used for taking pictures because it has a different unique filters. Next, we have the YouTube, wherein we're able to watch different kind of educational um, videos or movies that could entertain us. And we also have the Instagram. So it is just um, with the connection of the Facebook, wherein you're able to browse photos of your friends, and it also allows you to take pictures with the use of different filters. So from this time, we all know that these social media platforms are commonly used by all, but um, we must also put in our mind that um, social media can never be a replacement for real world human connection. So We also have to socialize with other people personal, personally, and not just through online or through the use of the internet. So we have here the positive effects of the social media. Social media enables you to first to communicate and stay up to date with family and friends around the world. Next is to find new friends and communities, network with other people who share similar interests and ambitions. Next, um, join or promote worthwhile causes, which raise awareness on important issues. Next is to seek or offer emotional support during tough times. Next is to find vital connection if you live in a remote area group. Next is to find an outlet for your creativity and self expression. And lastly, is to discover with care sources of valuable information and learning. So we all know that social media is useful in our everyday lives. So um, first, it allows us to connect or to communicate to other people, especially for our loved ones, which are far from us. So it allows us to communicate to them through the use of the Facebook and Messenger, wherein we're able to send and to even to receive messages from them. We also have the video chats and the video calls wherein we're able to see them or to have a conversation with them online. Next, through the use of social media, you can gather an important information and news, which is very useful in our everyday living. So just like for example, if they have if they have an incoming typhoon, so with the use of the social media, we are able to inform not just ourselves but also others in order for them to prepare for this incoming typhoon. So in this way, we are helping them to also access the information for them to be prepared and to avoid incoming dangers that would happen. So aside from that, we could also secure our family. Next, it is also used for business. So since now is pandemic, so commonly online sellers take the opportunity to sell online through the FB Live. So with this, for example, if you are looking for an immediate party stuffs or party decorations and even foods, clothes, you are able to find or to locate it easily with the FB Live. So that is how social media is our everyday living. So aside from that, it is also for entertainment purposes, right? So we are able to entertain ourselves through meeting other friends, those who have similar interests and ambitions. So by that, you are able to connect or to communicate to other people with a greater purposes for the benefit of everyone. So aside from that, it is also one way of it is also one way for us to be able to ease those stress, anxiety, or loneliness feeling we are even experiencing right now, and it let us forget our problem. So just like for example, if you are feel sad or alone, sometimes those entertainment videos will make you laugh and it even entertains you for a while. So in this picture, we could see the positive effects of the social media. So in first picture, it is shown there that social media is used for um, business purposes or for work. Next is for education, and it is also for socialization. Then in the third picture, it also shows um, the help of social media for us to become creative in our own ways. So, um, since that social media have its own positive effects, it also has its own negative effects. So here are the list of the negative effects or the negative aspects of the use of the social media. So first, it is the inadequacy about your life or appearance. So it refers to the way sometimes social media could make you feel insecure about how you look or the life you have compared to others you have seen online. So since you are scrolling, so you have seen people that are those rich, that are those beautiful, that are those successful than you. So you are tend to compare yourself to them. Next is the fear of missing out or the FOMO. So it refers in the way wherein since that you are fear to be out of updated or ang maulihi sa trend, so you tend to post every time, every day, or every hour of your pictures, of your selfies, of where you are. It is to go with the trend. Aside from that, you are also picking up calls while you are driving. So it could no it could lead to an accident if you tend to allow yourself to uh, to to become updated even if you are driving. So it is not good. So sometimes also you are prioritizing the use of social media instead of doing your responsibilities as a human being. Just like, for example, if you're a student, so instead of studying, you are tempted to use social media in a more excessive ways. So this could also harm you. So next we also have the isolation. So isolation, it is where you tend to make another world, which is refers to an online world that sometimes you block yourself from connecting or socializing from other people that surrounds you. So this isolation, um, it is not also good because sometimes you tend to isolate yourself from those people around you, such as your family. So the tendency of this, if you have a problem, so you tend to keep it with yourself, and sometimes you are creating a negative um, a negative picture on your mind that sometimes this could lead to anxiety, stress, depression, and um, etc. Next, we have the depression and anxiety. So, it could happen if you allow yourself to prioritize social media over a personal relationship with your loved ones. So the more you tend to connect yourself online, the more you are at risk for you are developing mood disorders such as the depression and anxiety. So you have to remember that social media is not a replacement for a real world socialization and connection. So you better um, you have to control or to have a balance in using the social media. So next, we have also the cyberbullying. So social media can be a hotspot for spreading hurtful humors, lies, and abuse that can leave a lasting emotional scars. So other people tend to use social media in order to spread lies if, or to bully someone online. So we don't know that those people who are bullied could think of those negative thoughts, and sometimes they are tend to there not all, but there are those who commit suicide because they cannot take their hurtful words being said or being done to them by those bulliers online. So with this, we also have the Cyberbullying Act. So it protects the online users, and for those who are um, for those who bullied others, there are laws that are responsible to end this case. So lastly, we have the self absorption. So it refers to the way we're in sharing endless selfies and all of your thoughts on social media can create an unhealthy self centeredness which distance you from the real life connection. So this self absorption, you are tempted to create a life which is self-centered. So just like for example, if um you're n- if just like for example, if your day doesn't work well, then you tend to post or to share it through your my days on Messenger. So sometimes you tend to speak or to say harsh or harmful things. So you don't know that sometimes it could also affect other people who could see or who could watch what you have posted or what you have shared to them. So this picture shows the negative effects of using the social media. So here in first, wherein the girl is tend to isolate herself. Next, we have the other one here, um wherein the man is tend to secure um himself with the computer. Next, it is a date of a lover or a partner wherein even though that they are together, still they are tend to use cell phones in front of each other and in front of the food. So it is not really good because um it is um it so because it is because this type of date should be a way for the partners, friends or lovers to communicate to each other personally, but then um they tend to block themselves or to allow themselves to know well each other. So Um, in the next picture, we could see a girl wherein there are hands which represents rejections, or it could also be so here those thumbs down of the people refers to the rejections, or even the harmful, it could also represent the harmful things or the harmful words being said to that girl that she tend to hide herself. So it could also shown that she might experiencing depression or anxiety. So it is because with the use of social media. So we always remember that in using the social media, we must be responsible. We must be um, we must be equipped with the proper use of the social media, and we have to avoid um, to spread lies or to hurt others with the use of the social media, because we don't know the effects or the impacts of what we have done to them. So, as a human creatures, as a social creatures, we must be responsible in everything. Always remember to think before you click. So next, we have here the vicious cycle of unhealthy social media use. So, the excessive social media use can create a negative and self-perpetuating cycle. So, here are the list of the things wherein um, you could consider yourself as a unhealthy social media users if you tend to feel lonely, depressed, anxious, or stressed. So you use social media more often as a way to relieve boredom or feel connected to others. So other people, when they don't feel well, or they are lonely or sad, they tend to use the social media in order to relieve their boredom, or to stay or to feel connected to others. So it is unhealthy. Next, social media more often though increases FOMO and feelings of inadequacy, dissatisfaction, and the isolation. So I have mentioned earlier about the FOMO, wherein um, you tend to stay connected and updated, and you are allowing yourself to prioritize the use of the social media. So you are isolating yourself from the real world and from the connection of the real people around you. So in turn, these feelings negatively affect your mood and worsen symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress. So sometimes we think that social media could be the answer if we are lonely, if we are sad, if we are anxious, if we have problems. But then again, we forgot that we have those people around us, such as our family and friends, that could really help us to encounter those moods we have experiencing in life. So these worsening symptoms cause you to use social media even more, and so the downward spiral continues. So um, if you allow yourself to do it again and again, repeatedly, then you are practicing an unhealthy use of the social media. So next, here are the signs that social media is impacting your mental health. So, indicators that social media may be adversely affecting your mental health includes the spending more time on social media than with real-world friends. So, it refers to an excessive use of social media since that you are spending more time on social media than with the real experiences or real communication with your family and friends. So next, you're comparing yourself unfavorably with others on social media. So just like what I have said, as long as you're browsing, you have tend to see those people who are more success, who are more richer, who are more prettier than you. So you tend to compare yourself. So by then again, you are allowing yourself to feel that you are incomplete, to feel that you are not beautiful, you are not that successful, which is very wrong because you don't have to compare yourself from those people you are just seeing online. Next, experiencing cyberbullying, being distracted at school or work, having no time for self-reflection. We have also engaging in risky behavior in order to gain like, shares, or positive reactions on social media, and the suffering from sleep problems. Next is worsening symptoms of anxiety and depression. So, all in all, um, these are the signs wherein you could know that social media is impacting your mental health. It is um, because one of the effect of this is you are suffering from self problems. So it is one problem. So since that you tend to use an excess use excessively the social media, so sometimes you sleep 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m., or worse, um you cannot sleep at all because you tend to practice it. Next from that, with the social media, you are blocking yourself for a time of self-reflection. So we all know that not all the times social media would be the answer if we feel alone, sad, or lonely. It is because social media is just a platform, um, even though that it is useful and it has its positive aspects, but then again, it is not a replacement for a real world and experience and socialization. So you have to um, be smart in using social media, most especially these times because instead of prioritizing social media, you must also let yourself experience how happy, how interesting, how adventurous real life with your loved ones. So that would be my report. Thank you for listening. God bless and keep safe, everyone. Bye.